Hello, elevators. Today we're going to look at how female entrepreneurs are navigating through COVID-19. If you don't know who I am, my name is Andrea Dillon, and I am a business growth mentor, and I help female entrepreneurs grow their business. So if you need any assistance or book an appointment, for the strategy link. Okay, I was looking through the Babson magazine today, and it was talking about research about women, female entrepreneurs, and how they're navigating through COVID-19 internationally. And I'm just going to share a few things which might not be to that you might not be unaware of, but it's been interesting to share. Later on, I'm going to talk more about the safeguarding and what things you can do now in more detail. But I'm just going to go through some of the findings. Now, according to the findings itself, it was basically saying that around over 60% are finding it difficult. Their revenue has actually gone down financially. That's over half. Her income has actually gone down, and over 20% odd have basically said, female entrepreneurs internationally have basically said it's going to take a year for them to recover, and sadly the rest of the percentage, a lower percentage but still quite high, just over 20% I think, or near 20%, have had to close their businesses. And really, what the research is showing, that women are being creative, they're being resourceful in finding ways to tackle these challenging times. And one of the researchers is basically saying, people tend to blame the entrepreneur for a business failure. However, what people fail to navigate and see is that people don't take into consideration their environment and what could be happening. You remember your SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. And, who would have predicted this situation? And female entrepreneurs are feeling the brunt of it, because if we're looking at industries and where women entrepreneurs tend to operate in, it's usually education, it's retail, it's also hospitality, and those are the industries that have been, really hit hard. So, women entrepreneurs have to deal with that the sectors that they work in have been hit really hard. Also, in regards to childcare and everything else that women have had to deal with and try to, fight for their rights, that has been hit hard as well, because kids have had to come home from school. There's a lack of childcare. So if you're a woman entrepreneur and you have kids and you have to try and run the business in a difficult situation, plus, look after, raise the kids, that's difficult in itself. Also, the government, banks, investors, they tend to look on women, their business as just a side hustle that they do, and just see them there raising kids. So when it comes to support financially, it's difficult. Women are having difficulties getting support financially from these sectors of government, the bank, and investors. But women are being resourceful, and women are fighting back, and these are the numbers of ways that they're doing that. They're changing their marketing and their promotion, the way that they do business, the way that they put themselves out. They are switching to streaming online, doing swapping over certain aspects of their work online. And we're also seeing that they're cutting down on their expenses. They're deferring payments, and they are renegotiating their contracts. So women are being really resourceful, and they're doing a great job against, insurmountable odds. And a couple of advice that the research has come back and actually mentioned, which I'm going to share with you and go into detail about safeguardings, probably in another video later on, is the fact that, you know, don't be a Wonder Woman and try and do everything else and navigate in these times just on your own. Always seek advice, financial advice. Always seek the advice of others. Because if you try and take everything on yourself, especially if it's challenging, it could be very difficult for you to get through. Also, what came from the research, be careful how you pour your personal finances into a drowning business. That could be, you know, catastrophic. Again, get advice and try and put that to one side. Sometimes you have to face the fact, you know, we can't redeem this business at this time. You have to let it go. And that's a painful decision to make. But be careful how you're drowning your resources into something that may not be able to work. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting. But also I'm going to add to that as well. As a CEO, as a person in charge of your company, there are a number of things that a person who's the CEO, managing director, or anybody in charge of their company must see too. That is the vision of the company. That is the finances. You don't outsource your finances, only the accountant and probably a bookkeeper, but you still have to be in charge and know what's happening with your finances. Okay, you need to know what's going off on the balance sheet. Okay, and number 3, you should also be monitoring the people that are in your organization and the people that you recruit. You know, all these things are pivotal and you have to make the necessary decisions based on those things as a CEO. And this is why sometimes we outsource and everything else in other mundane areas so you can focus on those areas. And there are others, but to me, those are the main ones. And there's only so much you can do when you're in certain industries. Not every industry can be taken online. So it is difficult. Okay. So I hope that was helpful. Share any comments if there's anything that stands out for you. If you're going through any experiences at the moment, please share. Thank you. Go empower, be empowered. Thank you.